Hi, I'm Taylor Cole Longacre. Welcome to Tech Trends. Today we're talking with Rhett Frazier from TM Television, and we're going to learn more about a product called LiveU. Welcome, Rhett.
Thanks for having me.
Tell me a bit about that and how does it benefit brands?
Certainly. Well, LiveU uses a bonded cellular technology, which sounds really exciting, I know. But basically, it aggregates multiple cellular signals and then optimizes the available bandwidth so that you can deliver wireless video, which is a pretty kind of groundbreaking kind of platform.
Now, what is significant, Rhett, about wireless video today?
One of the main reasons it's significant is because of cost. When you try to broadcast things traditionally using baseband video or satellite trucks, for example, it can be extremely cost prohibitive. There's a lot of labor involved, a lot of cabling, a lot of infrastructure. And so wireless video sort of mitigates the need to have those things because you can still send the signals where they need to go. And that's why it's groundbreaking. So when I say patented cellular technology, it doesn't sound like that's going to change things. But if you don't have to pull a satellite truck up to a venue or have tons of labor and get to the venue 2 nights before the event, that's significant for everybody, for all content creators.
Absolutely. And you've mentioned cellular bonding technology as well. And I can imagine the implications are huge for that in comparison to traditional broadcasting. Is that right?
Yeah, no, they're manifold. If you are able to do that, provided that you can synchronize multiple video feeds, you can put on productions like you would any other normal live event. And because of their technology, the HEVC codec, and I know I'm throwing out a lot of acronyms, but their technology enables you to do that either HD, 4K. So it's pretty groundbreaking, like I said.
Yes. And multi-camera production and syncing are synonymous with live events. Tell me about how your technologies can really help further that.
No, it's a good question. I think I alluded to part of that with being able to sync multiple feeds. They have a couple of technologies, which is LiveU real-time transport, I believe, and precision timing. Excuse me. Both of those have been deployed for a number of years. It not until recently when they introduced their LU800 unit, which is the world's first multicam, field production unit. So this basically enables a true REMI production, like we've been hearing about for years. I'll put it that way.
Okay. I imagine that one unit from LiveU can handle multiple feeds, and that sounds like it would be great for remote production.
Precisely. Yeah, you're spot on with that. The unit that I'm referring to, the LU800, is designed for multiple feeds. So that particular one, you can have up to 4 cameras, but it's also scalable. So if you wanted to start out with a camera that handled a unit that handled 1 camera, and 4 audio channels, you could certainly do that. So throughout that product line, you'd be able to use that. In addition to that, there's through LiveU Central, the control, you're able to control robotic cameras, for example, PTZs. So that's a great development as well.
So tell me a bit about the PTZs.
Sure. Well, PTZs have been used in the field for a lot of events. They're even used for some podcasts, such as these. But with PTZs and the LU800, with a tool called IP Pipe, you can control PTZs, any IP device. So you control the cameras, you can control CCUs, you can control IP-based intercom. So, you referenced a little bit earlier, the cost of these events. By being able to do that, you can eliminate operators. So if perhaps you're a house of worship and you don't have all those positions filled by cameramen, that can be handled through your control room, or you can do it from your home as well. Since it's IP, it's over a network. So
yeah. Well, I love all of that. And certainly, I've had, as a content creator, almost a pent up demand for live production of events and multi camera events. So, what types of customers, maybe it's houses of worship, as you mentioned, what types of
Sure.
content creators and what types of productions can best use LiveU?
Well, when you talk about things that are complex, it's easy to get into acronym poker and start throwing out all these things. And I've already done that in this podcast, so I don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah.
But the ramifications are plenty, because there's people that have been wanting to make content. That could be small churches, for example, or production companies. Corporations more and more need to use video for their internal critical communications. And this technology enables you to do that. Now you don't have to have a fly pack, and tons of people running cable all over the place. You can use this. So to your point, definitely houses of worship. We're seeing a lot in education with communications, concerts, fundraising, and news, of course. They've been doing news since 2006, so it goes without saying. And sports. I mean, we're in Texas, so football's king, but not only college football, but high school football. If grandma wants to be able to see that star wide receiver, so she can do that, because with these LiveU units, you can stream directly to social media sites, to content delivery networks. You can set up subscriptions. So the use cases are just multiplying from what they would have been, back in the day. And back in the day, in our day and age, is 2 years ago. So
Wow, it's changing that fast.
that fast, for sure.
Yeah, and I'm sure that content creators, being creative, will find other applications for these technologies, which sounds really exciting to me.
Yeah, they do things that I haven't even thought of. I'll be honest. There'll be somebody that, it's not a real world example, but they could be on a platform out in the ocean. You could, again, you could have somebody at an educational, at a performing arts center that says, look, I want to stream this symphony because I've got vulnerable people that want to see it, that might be compromised in this age of the Rona. So there's things that people are thinking of, and the fact that this system can accommodate them, means that more people can consume all this content that you're referring to.
Yeah. I imagine that if someone had a live event this weekend, for example, and they were using the LiveU technology to have that come off seamlessly, and maybe they don't have enough bandwidth, that LiveU would be a great option for that.
I would certainly write my name down next to the LiveU solution. They've been here before. They've been doing this for a long time, but again, they have SIM cards, data plans, modems. So no matter how critical the event or how remote you are, they're going to give you the means to get that content out there. Addition to that, again, their level of service is sort of second to none, and that's why when we were vetting out solutions that we realized that this is something that could change the marketplace for the better. That video is how you differentiate yourself, how you compete with other corporations or schools. So that's key. And then last, I would say, the event would come off because we would have consulted with the client on what they wanted to accomplish. We would have put together those complex solutions, whether they be the cameras themselves or the audio package, the control room, which we could help to build. I mean, we would make sure it could be as bulletproof as possible.
Rhett, multi-camera productions and syncing for live events is pretty common, but how does 5G impact that?
Sure. Multi-camera events, that's sort of the essence of live production, being able to put on live events. 5G is very significant because the quality of the live event doesn't only start to rival that of traditional broadcast events. It equals it. It gives you tools to put on events that are of sterling quality in a way that you wouldn't have been able to do previously. So, as I mentioned, with the LU800, that particular unit is groundbreaking in that it's the first multicam unit that can do up to 4 cameras. And so the fact that it's 5G enabled and with the HEVC codec, 4K and HD capable, that's going to have a lot of ramifications for a lot of different people.
So, Rhett, for that individual or corporation or organization that's somewhat on the fence about LiveU, is there anything else that you would suggest to help them maybe make an informed decision?
I would say, get in touch with TM Television, talk to us about it. Perhaps we can set up a demo for you. But definitely engage with us so we can see what you're trying to accomplish. But to your point, we have vetted this out and we know that it works. So, we can make sure that the whole of your event or your projects, come off without a hitch.
Rhett, thank you for your perspectives on LiveU on behalf of TM Television. This has been really insightful, and I'm excited about all the great things to come from these technologies. In fact, we're going to hear directly from LiveU on how we can better leverage the new tools they put in place and learn a bit more from them. Thank you.
Thank you, and hello. My name is Scott Sheehan, and I am the National Partner Account Manager for LiveU, working with our top-level authorized resellers like TM Television. I want to thank TM Television, Rhett, and Taylor for inviting me to join you today and talk about LiveU. Let's pick up where Rhett and Taylor left off. We get many questions about 5G and what does that mean. First, let me say that while LiveU invented bonded cellular, it might be better defined as bonded IP, with cellular modems being only one of those connections, along with traditional internet and Wi-Fi. We use our patented LiveU Reliable Transport, LRT, to send high-quality video by combining all or any mix of cellular modems, Wi-Fi, and internet for maximum available bandwidth. 5G just gives us another IP-based platform to send video in HD to 1080p, 4K, and most recently, 10-bit HD HDR. But let's start with a few points about 5G. 5G will enable many new features. Think at-home production, with more content being sent. Beyond just video and audio, and including data at lower latency, to include 32 audio channels, two-way intercom, and remote controls over IP using tools like our latest innovation, IP Pipe. Some of the advances of 5G are less obvious: network slicing, software-defined networking, and processing at the edge. These lead to things like more computing power nearby without it needing to be literally in the unit, and specialized networks set up just for special events. In short, there is way more to revolutionize the industry here than just big bandwidth. And LiveU is leading the industry by continually innovating with new technology, new products, and solutions to maximize the use of IP for remote production. So for more information, please reach out to Rhett and the other professionals at TM Television and allow us to discuss your initiatives. And let's see how the LiveU products and solutions can help you achieve your business goals. Thank you.